Hello nerds, today is Friday, February the 22nd, 2019, and that means it is time for game 53 of the meditation games. Today's game was made by Emiel Kampen, and he's left quite a large blurb for us today, so I'll read that out for you now. When you are surrounded by friends and family, it's not hard to imagine feeling special on your birthday. Hey, it was my birthday yesterday, that's nice. There is a positive recognition for the fact that you age. Whether you like the attention or not, it is likely people congratulate you, sing for you, or even give you presents. It can transform what would have been an ordinary day into a special event that is to some extent all about you. Sadly, it's about me and my brother because we're twins. So, great. This game, or vignette, is not about that special day. It is about the day after your birthday. It's the day after my birthday today! That's amazing! Okay. It can be weird getting up and realising that everything is like it was before your birthday, except you are now 1 year older. I don't know how old Emiel is, but honestly, you stop giving a shit after a while. I just don't care anymore. There can be a certain mix of positive and negative emotions depending on your new age, and you might be aware of the fact you have entered a new phase in life. For me, this new phase always triggered all kinds of existential thoughts. What does it mean to age? What does it mean to be older? Am I maturing and developing enough? What are other people doing with their lives? Does any of that even matter? Well, this is going to get fucking deep. Let's have a look. Has this started? Oh, what's going on? Ah, there we go. Well, okay, for a start, this is bloody pretty. Okay, this little comet thing is slowly following where I point my mouse cursor. Oh, yeah, I just tried to get that and it just dodged me. And it's going to keep dodging me. Come here. Okay, fine. You win this time. I also noticed that thing did flash with a skull and crossbones. So, I don't know... no, just a skull, sorry, no crossbones. So, I don't know if that was representing anything. Slowly getting lighter as well. And then suddenly darker. Oh, hello. And light and... What the hell? What did I do? That was short. Let's try that again. Okie dokie. So what happens if I mean, this looks like it's in sort of space or outer atmosphere, so... Can I plunge into a planet? What's going on? So, take 3. Hopefully. There we go. Take 3. So, this is a recording after everything else was recorded. I was in the middle of editing, and frankly, the footage was an absolute mess. I started talking, something happened, I get distracted, I forgot what I was talking about. It was just a garbled mess. So I'm just doing this recording to actually cohesively talk about what the hell's going on. So first of all, what I eventually noticed is each of these orbs is a sound clip. And the closer you are to it, the louder it is. And depending on which side of it you're on, it shifts from speaker to speaker. Now, these two have actually got the same audio clip from the sounds of it. One thing I have noticed is after a while, a lot of the orbs don't pop, because as you've probably seen at the moment, there's been loads of orbs popping. They turn to skulls, they drop into the earth, and eventually a little bright orb will come back up from the atmosphere and turn into another one of these things. But I noticed later in the game, or the longer this game runs, the less orbs pop. So keep an eye on those two, because my guess is they're not going to pop for a long time. What I think happens is an audio file plays, and once the audio file ends, the orb pops. But if two orbs are playing the same audio file, there seems to be some kind of conflict. It stops them from popping. I think eventually, even as they keep looping, eventually they, one is not playing and one will pop or whatever. I don't know. That's purely a guess on my part there, but... Oh, I think this one's just music. Yeah, that orb there's just music. As we can already see, a lot of the orbs are not popping at the moment. What was I saying? Yeah, there also seems to be a lot of flashes. The screen gets brighter and a bit dimmer. I think this is to sort of symbolise a day and night cycle. I suppose it's representative of... Oh, Christ, you're kidding me. So these orbs are both the same. Cool. Sorry, yes, as I was saying, I think it's representative of the day and night cycle, which is to represent the passing of time. And I don't think it's meant... There we go. I don't think it's meant to be just representing of a day. I think it's more representing of a lot of years. Like, a day and night is just a day. Those days add up into weeks and months and years and so on. And I think that's kind of exemplified by all of these being, all the audio files. A lot of these are historical speeches. There's speeches from various presidents in here. A few...
Together, what is really needed.
I don't recognise that one. But yeah, I've heard like a Kennedy speech. I've heard people talking about the Iraq War. I've heard women talking about women in the tech industry, I believe the speech was.
We hear that we need to just grow up.
And then sort of all sorts of various other noises. And there's also a woman having an orgasm in here as well, so... Oh, that was creepy. Come back. Ah! Okay, I've not heard that one. That's the first time I've heard that one. It's like sports game stuff like that. So yeah, lots of different noises, lots of different speech things. It seems to be about encompassing a broader part of history, which implies this whole slow pace of time. What exactly it's meant to mean, and how exactly this is relating to the day after your birthday, I don't have a bloody clue. My gut feeling is that it's making a particular note of what was said at the end of that blurb, whereas it questions, you know, I can't remember exactly how it's phrasing it, but it's something like, does it matter, or does it mean anything, or something like that. And there's a weird, timeless, disconnected feeling to this. You got all these things that are just sort of popping up, all these things that have happened in history, and they're just insignificant little orbs, insignificant little blips that are just floating above a planet. They pop, they fall, another one comes up, the cycle repeats, and nothing's changing. Nothing really. I don't know if that's what Emiel was going for, but that's the best I've got, I'm afraid. I'm trying to think if I'm missing any details, but I don't think I am. I'm going to leave the playthrough of the really long playthrough session I did where I talk absolute gibberish, but I won't be talking in it. You'll just be able to see and hear everything that I played and experienced, so I'll leave a link to that footage below. Feel free to go through that one and see if you can make more sense out of it than I can. I also note if you hold the cursor to the edge of the screen, it gets darker, hold it there long enough, the game ends. It's also worth noting that I can't seem to interact with the skull in any meaningful way. If I click the mouse, my light dims, but I don't think that does anything, nothing I've been able to find out. And I can't click the skulls, at least I've not been able to successfully notice anything or pull it off, if it does do anything. Skulls physically interact with my cursor, not my cursor, the thing that I'm guiding, but again in no meaningful way that I can ascertain, so I think that's probably everything you need to know. But like I said, I'll have the full gameplay footage of the big session that I did in a link below, so if you're interested in trying to piece it together, feel free to watch that and drop us a comment and let us know what you think. So that was today's meditation, made by Emiel Kampen. I've not been able to find a huge amount of work that Emiel does. I've checked his Twitter, and I've checked his itch.io. He's got a few games on there, linked in his Twitter and his itch. He's released a couple of games on Android and iOS. He's got a couple of games on his itch.io page, and there's one in particular he's released recently, at the end of January, called Tiny RPG, which was made in Pico 8, which I'm a huge fan of. I absolutely adore it, so yeah, I've been playing that and giving it a quick go. I'm going to give it more of a go now. He also seems to do a lot of work in the education field and the commentary field. He talks a lot about indie development and stuff like that. A lot of it's in Dutch. I don't speak Dutch, so I have no idea what he's saying, but hey, you know, it's all worth checking out. A lot of those links are on his itch.io page as well. So a huge thank you to Emiel for making today's game, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.